Right, welcome back. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to change it slightly from the last one, or should say the first one we done. Right, but we're back on this one. I'm using the little small brush, not my big one. Right, I'm going to come out, I'm going to put a line across here with the paint. Right, and hopefully try and keep it straight with that horizon line, the edge of the land there, right? So if we just touch, I mean, you haven't got to measure it, see that's going up a bit, but we can just think, because we've got to put a bit of land on it, so it doesn't matter, but just try and get it fairly straight. Come out even a bit further. Right, that'll do. So what I'm going to do is just create some, what do you call it? It's not an outcrop, is it? It's something like that, isn't it? Right, and all I'm doing is touching. Right, that's all, just touching it. You can go a little bit higher. Right, so it's a straight line at the bottom, doesn't matter about the top. Right, now I'm going into this other brush, this one, because it's a bit thinner. Right, and it's easier to handle when you're doing small stuff. So what we do, we put a couple of trees on here, right, and like, you know, fir trees, whatever you want to call them. And what we do, we start with some lines, so we just put some lines on like that. Just to give us a rough idea where we're going to put them. You don't have to keep them the same height, because they probably look stupid if you keep them the same height. Maybe go a bit bigger towards the back, or I should say towards the side. Right, we'll finish them off in a bit, but what I want to do now, let the paint on the brush and jump from side to side and dab. Right, as you get lower, dab a bit harder. I'll show you what I mean. Right, right, you get the idea. Same with this one. Paint's a little bit wet on this one, but doesn't matter. We'll get away with it. And earlier I should have done it where it's a bit lighter behind, because it's not shown through too well, but I say it's only a demo paint in this, it's nothing special. And finally this one here at the back, the side, far side. And just remember, start lightly at the top and get heavier hitting the paper with the brush as you get further down. Right. And even darken the bottom a bit if you want. You leave them a bit lighter because they'd be catching some light, wouldn't they? Yeah, so in fact I'm gonna, even though it won't show, but it might show a little bit. What I'm going to do, just wash that brush out a bit. Right, what I'm going to do is go right to the edge. Right, I'll show you, you can do it without putting the trunk in. You start here and just as long as you've got a steady hand and you can go down in a straight line. Yeah. And as I say, little bits, this is like little fiddly bits, right? But if you want to then finish off, I'm using this, called like a rigger brush. It's very, very thin, very pointy, right? And what we can do just on the top, try and keep them straight. That one's a bit crooked, but it's only a demo, isn't it? And if you go too high like I've gone there, it'd be better with my glasses on. Right, if you go a bit high, just go back to your other brush. Right, this is the fun bit, this, just messing about with thing. Go back to your brush, this one. Right, and we'll just add a bit more. That's all. What we'll do, to make it look like there's a few more, we'll darken down here, just tap in here. So you can't really make out what's there, but you know there's something there. Right. Back to the little pointy brush, and we'll just flick up. And if it doesn't look right, just go over it, blot it out a bit with the paint again. Right. And what you can try doing with a piece of card, like credit card, something like that, if it hasn't dried too quick, which that has, yeah, well, it doesn't matter. I wasn't going to do this, you see, that's why I forgot. But you can usually scrape into it, get a few things into it. Right, now obviously we've got water now behind it. Right, so that's going to be throwing a reflection out a bit. Yeah, but don't worry too much about the reflection. As long as people say, oh, there's the reflection, they're not going to look at it and say, oh, hang on, that's not lined up with that, that's not lined up with that. Well, if they do, tell them to mind their own business and bugger off. Right, so try and leave a little gap underneath, and using this brush again, we'll just see I'm leaving that, try and leave a little bit of white between the land and the reflection, just like a little water line it is, that's all. Right, and then we'll come down a bit. You can have this broken slightly, because the water will probably break it. Right, something like that. Just dry that brush a little bit. And start from the top and work down, but get thinner as you work down. Maybe a little bit darker. This you can practice on any type of paper. It doesn't have to be watercolour paper, any will do. So don't try and copy it exactly. If you're doing like a big tree, you might have to be a bit more careful. But these are only tiny trees and they probably get covered up anyway with something else. Right, and then just use your little pointy one. And don't want it too wet with paint. We'll just put some lines in like that. Right, we could have made them a bit darker to match the trees, but you get the idea. In fact I will, because it's annoying me. Just even if it's just at the bottom there. Right, that'll do us, won't it? Yeah, near enough. What do you think I am, an artist? Get lost? No. Right, so we'll leave that for now. And what else can we do? I know. We'll use this brush. It might be a bit thin. The little rigger brush it's called. Right, and over this side, start off the edge of the paper. Right, and we'll come in, press right down, flatten your brush out. Right, and as you get further out, lift it up. Right, so you can see I've done like a branch. Right, coming up there, right, and then we'll do the same. Come off somewhere there. Maybe make it a bit thicker. Now, it doesn't matter too much about these because they're getting covered, but you want to maybe see a couple of them, so don't mess about too much. You see what I'm doing, just little flicks. So once you get more into painting and all that, obviously you take your time a bit more and that, but we're not bothered at the moment. And I say, take your time with this. I'm not taking my time too much because I want to finish the video. I don't want to go on a 3-hour video. Right. Let's just bring that down a bit there so it looks a bit more natural. That's it. Right. So what we'll do now, right, we've got a choice. I can use that one, that stippling brush. I can use that one. A stiff, bloody very stiff shaving brush, and I've lost the other bloody thing. A piece of sponge. Right. It's probably somewhere around here, but I can't find it. Well, alright, we won't use the sponge then. So we want some pretty dark paint now, so dark paint equals less water. Yeah. So we just touch the tip of this brush. I'm using this. Right, and go into the dark paint. Now you want it damp but not soaking wet, because it'll just come out in big blobs if it's soaking wet. Always try and test it on another piece of paper, but I haven't got another piece of paper, so let's go for it. Let's see. No, that's not quite right. It wants a bit more water. That's it. I say, do this on a scrap piece of paper and you're not going to do any damage then, are you? Could do with more bloody paint out, I don't know about damage. Right, a bit more paint out. Squidge more water. Now that's too wet, but we won't worry too much about it. Just wipe the brush off a bit and we can make that a bit thicker. Join them up. Now what I want to do, just to show you, let's use this. Dampen it a bit, just touch it, just touch the water with it. And let's see how that performs. It's not going to perform at all. No bloody paint on it. I don't know what's happening with this paint. It's only coming out a little bit at a time. Right, that's better, eh? Just mix that with the other brush. Right, let's try it with this. Really, it's too big, this. Be better on a bigger painting, but let's see how it works, eh? Now that's good for near the edge, where the leaves might be a bit thinner. Right, but let's go back to that other one. And we'll fill in here. It looks a bit bare here, doesn't it? So yeah, I think this one's better. Right, so that'll do. We're only messing about, aren't we? So makes no difference. Makes no difference whatsoever. Right, I better finish this. We'll be here all night. So I'm going to use this brush while it's dirty. The baby flat brush, right? Just try and skim the top of the paper. Sometimes it will go blodge and it won't work. And other times you'll get it just right. There's the blodge. Right, now we'll do the same with the... Should really dry this. Ugh. Now we'll put a bit thicker paint on now. Try and break the brush up. When I say break it up, I don't mean snap the angle. Like that, see. Looks like my hair in the morning before I combed it. You don't want it dead flat and even, right? And then these are going to be the back ones. Just flick up. Right, and what we'll do just to finish off, if I can find it, there we go. Using the rigger brush again, which is that one. We'll just put a few beads in, single ones sort of. They look a bit uniform, don't they? You've got them there, there and there, so that's better. Break them up a bit. And that's it, innit? So all we want now is our little pen. I haven't got a clue where is it. Oh, there it is. Right, I'll put it down here, just shine it down this corner, where it's a bit light. Buddy. And let's put our budgies in, eh? Let's see, put one out there. Yeah, they're flying the same way, them ones, so. One's flying an angle there. I think that's about it, isn't it? As I say, it's nearly 20 minutes again. Sorry about this, but I just wanted to show you a bit more. Right, so we'll call that done. And I'll take a photograph of it. I haven't brought the mount in, have I? I'll take a photograph of it with the mount on. Yeah, I haven't brought it in. Right, So watch to the end and you'll see it with the mount on. Okay, ta-ra for now. Any questions, just ask. That's what I'm here for. Okay, catch you soon. Ta-ra for now.